This is a Mortarbox Media podcast. For more podcasts and to learn how we can help you create your own, visit mortarboxmedia.com.
Welcome to Women AF, where the alcohol is strong and the opinions are subjective. I'm your host, Nicole, and I got with me my co-host, Danny.
Hello.
And Gary.
Hey, you were working on that for a while.
Yeah. You know, I got a little bit of alcohol prior to recording when I was doing my notes, and I got a little nerdy. And this is what the episode's going to be about. I'm really excited. But I wanted to first talk about, hi, how are you guys?
Hi.
Happy Inauguration Day.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch it?
Of course.
I mostly just watched the actual swearing in of
nice.
Biden and Harris and I screamed at my kids to run down.
Aww.
I'm like, this is history. We're watching this. And then other than that, I had it on in the background and didn't really pay attention. But those moments were great.
Nice.
How about you? Did you watch it?
I didn't. I, for some reason, was booked with a bunch of meetings today. But I saw like a bunch of the clips afterwards that were kind of circulating. So that was fun. Exciting day.
Big day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was inspiring and wonderfully boring, like an inauguration should be. There should be nothing about it that's like, oh, this is a disaster.
Yeah, totally right.
Oh,
yeah.
drama, which is wonderful.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all we need right now.
The fun happens tonight when Foo Fighters play. And also, Foo Fighters are playing the inauguration celebration tonight. And other bands and stuff, whatever.
Carrie cares about nothing but Foo Fighters.
Just
give me some Dave Grohl and I'm happy. But also there's a girl from our town, Nicole, who is speaking tonight.
I saw
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
She's
that
in
was so cute.
my son's grade.
Aww. And didn't she raise all the money?
She raised $53,000 for Little John's, like a restaurant that's like kind of a nonprofit, give back to the community type thing. So our little town is very proud right now.
That's awesome.
It is. It's cool.
I love it. I love it.
I told my son, I'm like, she's going to be there tonight. She's probably going to meet the Foo Fighters. I said, buddy, you are in the same grade. You're the same. You got to step up your game. Come on.
So now you're trying to
Mommy wants a ticket to meet the Foo Fighters.
I'm going to need more from you, son.
Yeah. I like it. He's your spy. I like it. That's awesome. Oh, dear. Well, that's great. I'm excited. That's fun. I'll say for me, I don't know if I talked about this, but it's not as exciting as, the inauguration, but there's a local bookstore that just opened up that I hardcore nerded out about. Like, I safely walked in with my mask and everything, but there were murals on the wall. There was like an art gallery up at the top. Like, my creative juices were flowing.
Oh,
very nice.
Sick.
Yes. And
that's fun.
It was so fun. So, anyway, that's what I've been up to.
That's good.
Yeah. Anything else?
We got the kids at home for an extra week.
Oh.
You're going on like 4 weeks, aren't you?
Sure am.
What? Why?
Well, so they were supposed to go back on Monday. Yes. I don't know, 2 days ago, whatever day it is. I don't know what day it is. But they were supposed to go back on Monday.
Okay.
And so we got a message on Sunday. Must have been. I don't remember when exactly, but our daycare provider got into a car accident.
Oh, no.
Yes. Thankfully, she's okay. She just has some minor injuries. She hit her head on the steering wheel, so understandably is in pain and watching kids when you're in pain and probably have some whiplash going on is not ideal. So she asked if we could keep them home for another week. Of course we said yes, but it was
heartbreaking, soul crushing.
Did you cry a little bit?
Devastating.
It was. I didn't have much time to process because we had to figure out what we were going to do pretty fast because obviously we didn't have plans for that. So thankfully my mom has been helping out a lot this week, which is great because at least before when I knew I was going to have them, I tried to adjust meetings accordingly. Try to work around it.
Yeah.
So basically I emailed my whole team and I was like, hey, so we're not fully sure how this week's going to go. I'm going to reschedule any meetings I can. And if you're not urgent, I am sorry, but I probably won't be reaching out to you. Here's my cell phone if you need to text me. So that's kind of how it's been this week. I was able to get a break this morning. I really wanted to go for a run on Inauguration Day. So I got up at 7 a.m. when it was 7 degrees outside and -1 with the wind chill. And I had 3 layers on top, 2 layers on the bottom, and my yak checks because the paths weren't cleared yet.
Yeah.
And I went out. I did 2.5 miles.
Oh my, 2.5 miles in that?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It was very slow because all the clothes and the things strapped to my feet, but it was nice out.
I'm impressed. It was not nice out in any way.
I mean, it was nice to go out.
You felt good.
And it was pretty.
Okay.
And there was nobody else. There was one other couple running. But that was it. There was nobody else out.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it was like -1. And so like my whole hood, because I had like a hood on, I had a hood and like a face mask on. And my face mask was like almost dripping from like the steam freezing and melting like the whole time. Oh. And then my hood was... had like frost all the way around it because like the steam from like my face and my breathing kept freezing.
Oh,
so
you are dedicated, my dear.
It was fun.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay. Oh geez, can I ask? Is that a thing that we were supposed to do? Go for a run on Inauguration Day? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
That's just part of part of Danny's celebration.
What you wanted to do.
Well,
okay.
I was just thinking like there's like this woman who is like smashing all these glass ceilings. So I want to do something that feels hard to celebrate. Nice. Is kind of the thought behind it. So I got up because I normally don't run in the morning anyway. I normally run at lunchtime. So I got up early and it was cold. Nice. And I was like, I'm just going to do this because I want to do something hard to celebrate all the hard things she's doing.
I love that.
Good job.
I would never do it, but I
can't guarantee it'll happen again that early or that cold, but
it doesn't need to. You did it.
So I have to be clear. Not that I think 7 a.m. is early unless it's in the winter and it's like not that like you can't hardly see anything. And that means it's also very, very cold.
Makes it harder to get out of bed. That's for sure.
20 degrees warmer at noon.
Right.
Yeah, that does it. That really does it. Oh, fun. All right. Well, we kind of what I alluded to, we're going to talk a little bit about subjective pet peeves of the marketing and creative industry. I'm excited to get into that.
I don't always wear glasses, but when I do, I get compliments out the wazoo. I was really excited about putting that in there, and I hope you enjoyed it. I have been wearing my glasses more and more as opposed to contacts because they are just so darn cute, and as a bonus, they make me look smart. And the fact that I saved a bundle on my glasses makes me actually smart. So look cute and smart like me and save a ton on your glasses by going to womenafpodcast.com, click sponsors, and click the Zenny link to shop for frames for as low as $6.95. That's right, $6.95. Go to womenafpodcast.com, click sponsors, and start saving money on your Zenny glasses today.
Welcome back. So, like any industry, the marketing and creative industry can be a breeding ground for professional pet peeves, especially since the majority of the industry is loosely relies on subjective opinions. Like, I feel like, at least for the creative field, I know marketing is a little bit more hard and fast data, but creative field,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
Well, some part, like marketing analytics, for sure. But marketing can also encompass creative fields.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I agree. And just in general, it's very subjective. So I want to kind of have like a little bit of a nerdy discussion about what are some of our pet peeves that we've been in the industry. Maybe when we look at other companies or we go out in the wild and we see pet peeves that are out there. And then also, if we have time, I want to talk about ways that other departments can work with us, or like clients coming to us, talking to us, what we can do to help with that. So that was a lot. And that was a lot of writing that I did. Are you guys impressed?
I am so impressed.
Yes.
You are so damn prepared, and I'm here for it.
I made a whole page of notes because I was really excited about this topic.
Yeah, girl.
So
great.
Do your thing. All right. Well, so I'm just going to start off with the first question, and that is, do you guys have any pet peeves or like big no-nos that you see out in the world? I can go first. I wrote down a bunch. I'll only talk about a couple. But for reference, I am in the creative field, so I make a lot of things pretty. So a lot of my stuff that I'm going to talk about has to do about pretty things. So one of the pet peeves that I have, whenever I see social media logos that are old, I don't know why, but like Twitter logos. So you guys know what the Twitter logo looks like, right?
Yes.
Randomly on like professional ads, I see the old Twitter logo, like the T guy.
Oh,
I'm like, that's like 4 versions back. Like, you gotta keep up on your logos. If you're gonna use a social media logo, you gotta keep up on your logos. So
that's true. I never would have noticed or thought of that.
Is our website updated?
I think so, because I think it's pulling constant things.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be horrible?
If what we're sending out is like not updated.
Right. I do know that some things that at least I'm going to talk about, I'm sure I do for us. Like, it just happens. It just happens.
It does. Mistakes happen. It's fine.
You're going fast and loose, and you just got to get it done, and maybe...
That's how we do this podcast, fast and loose.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. What about you guys?
I laughed, but it's not wrong.
It's our brand. I mean, it's who we are.
Well, I am also in the marketing field, as we all are, which is why we're talking about this. But I am, as you probably know, a proofreader. So I feel like my pet peeves are probably pretty clear to everyone. Don't be lazy with your copy. Don't be lazy. Be consistent. Have your punctuation correct.
Oh, for people who don't know,
get it right.
Carrie, what is copy? When we say copy, what does that mean?
The words. The text.
Not everyone might know.
The language, the verbiage.
The way you type stuff.
Yep. And that's not to say that mistakes upset me necessarily, but there's a difference between a mistake and just not giving a shit. And I don't like it when it's pretty clear that people don't give a shit about the language. Like, have a little more respect for your work and for the English language,
Yeah. Oh, I
How do you feel about the double spaces at the end of a sentence?
That is absolutely not necessary. And that's got to be in like my top 3 of like, knock that off. Like Nicole just said, you got to keep up with the times. You got to stay current. That is not a thing that we do now. That was a typewriter oriented thing. We don't use typewriters, okay?
It's
Period.
Adam, would
Period,
you
one
like
space.
to jump in with your grammar opinions or grammar opinions? Grammar opinions? I don't know. We can't really combine those words.
That needs to be a T-shirt.
The double spaces at the end is stupid, and I'm all for the Oxford comma.
And what about the Oxford comma?
I like the Oxford comma.
Okay. I feel the Oxford comma can go either way, but you have to be consistent with it.
It should always.
And you can also, even if it's not your style, you can use it if it helps clarity.
Yeah.
I'm not like a super, like, it's not like the rules are so important to me. Like, I love the rules. They're beautiful. Our language is beautiful. But I don't find it, like, personally offensive if someone, you know, gets there mixed up, you know, like some people
I
do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
You do? Okay. Like, some
Yeah.
people are like, what are you, an idiot? It's okay to not be perfect. But don't be just a sloppy mess also.
Right. Yeah, I get there and there perfect, but I also get affect and effect or affect and effect or whatever. I get that screwed up every single time. Or then and then. Like, what the? Where the hell do you put each? I don't. English
Effect
is
and
not-
effect is a tricky one, honestly. Like,
Where like you're trying to say like something has an effect on something, and you're like typing, you're like, impact. It's going to have every time.
Yes.
rewriting is always an option. It's a good option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree with that. What about you, Danny? Do you have any pet peeves?
Yeah, so it's funny. So I'm in digital marketing. But I do SEO and search engine optimization for people who don't know that term. And that involves both technical things and also creative things because we do a lot of articles to help boost our SEO, to answer questions for customers, whatever. So there's also some creative writing, there's some technical writing, there's like actually back-end technical things that we do. And I guess my biggest pet peeves in terms of the marketing side is that everyone thinks that they are a marketer and everyone thinks that they understand SEO.
Yes.
I never did.
Well,
even
that's true.
Even when you and I worked together with that, I was always like, I don't know what's going on.
Right. True. There are some people who are very much like, I just don't understand. But then, which is fine because that's like the whole reason somebody is paying me, right? Like,
Yes.
you know, because that's my literal job. But then it's like, and I find this even more at smaller companies. So like I work at a big company. So like there's an entire SEO team, right? In a smaller company, you might just have like at my last company, I was the marketing person. So I was digital marketing. I was also like old school marketing with like white papers and printouts and, you know, presentations for trade shows and things like that. I did our graphic design. I wrote our copy. I did the website, you know, because again, small company, like, I don't know, maybe there was 20 people that worked there. And I've found in those jobs, everyone thinks that they know how you really should have done whatever. Oh, you missed this super obscure holiday. We should have done a big thing on social media. I can't believe you didn't know about National Pantsless Day. How that applies to call center technology. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
like, you know, or
Yes.
whatever it is. It's like, okay,
Yes.
I don't know.
I used to be a social media manager. And okay, so now that I'm in ads, some people see the ads, some people see the website, you know, graphics. Social media, everybody sees social media and it's instant. And I agree, every single person has an opinion about how you word your post, you know, how, what color graphic you use, the frequency of when you post. Everyone has an opinion. And I got out of social media marketing very quickly because I couldn't handle both creative opinions and social media opinions at the same time.
Oh, yes.
That's understandable.
Or like
That's
if
a
you're
lot.
working with models, they're too big, they're too small, they're too tall, they're too short,
yes.
they're too something or other, you know?
Yeah, I once had a client behind me. We were working with a model. We were in this photo shoot, and this guy wasn't smiling right, apparently. And so the client was right behind me, and he's whispering to the account manager. He's like, "Can you just tell the model to smile?" I'm like, "That's not how you do it. Like, you can say that, but then the model's gonna be even more self-conscious. Like, it's gonna be bad." And then the client's still whispering. He's like, "He better know that like his money's on the line. Like, I'm gonna kick him out right now." And I'm like, "Oh, hold on, horses. Wait a second. That's not how we." Just because of a facial expression, like,
I don't know. That always makes me feel more confident at my job if my boss is sitting there yelling at me saying, "Your money's on the line."
right? I mean, that makes me perform really well.
Yeah, like lots of confidence there.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. I agree with you in that that simple act. I would also say, like, I have gotten, I don't know how many times, but can you just Photoshop it? Comment. And most of the time I'm like, yeah, that's fine, I'll Photoshop it. And then I'll spend like 5 hours Photoshopping the thing. One example was we were taking pictures, and when I got the pictures back, I found that the model's zipper was down. But we loved the shot and we approved of the shot. And so as I'm making it giant, like, trade show graphic, I'm like, okay, I need to zip up his zipper because that can't happen. So I was zoomed up real close, and Photoshopped the shit out of it. So it happened.
When we used to do wedding photography, which we've backed away from. I mean, one, nobody's having big weddings, you know, for obvious reasons. But we always used to get the most, it was so funny because it wasn't even people asking. It would be like, so the wedding party would be posing and like, you know, somebody's hand would be weird or whatever. And they'd be like, oh, it's okay. They can just Photoshop your hand in the right place, or they can just Photoshop a bouquet in your hand, or like whatever it is. And we're like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Just pick up your bouquet and we will take that picture. And then we don't have to spend however many hours, you know, cut and pasting a bouquet into your hand. Maybe we should have done it where we just use like clip art.
Yeah.
It's like this one random cartoon of flowers in like somebody's hand.
Yes, I love that. And then like the outside, like show the box around with the checkered to make it look like it's transparent, but it's not. I love that. All right. So what is the number one thing when someone says to you that internally you kind of cry a little bit? Do you guys have anything?
Can you give us an example?
Not awkward silence.
What's yours?
Oh, well, I would probably say I'm not sure what I want, but I'll know it when I see it.
Oh, that's terrible. What are you supposed to do with that information?
You give them 7 different mock-ups, and you're like,
oh my
do
word.
you see it?
Is it there?
Is it there? Is it anywhere? Yeah.
That's really rude for someone to say that.
I get it. One of the things that I really want people to do is come to us marketers with a problem. Don't come to us with a solution. Come to us with a problem. What are you trying to achieve? What can we help with? And then us as creative and marketers, we can make what we need. If is a one-page flyer, is it a whole web page? Is it like whatever you need? We're going to figure out what's best, but bring us the problem that you're trying to achieve first. So a lot of times when I get that comment of like, I'm not sure what I'm see, just make it and I'll see. Mm-hmm. I try and like hone them down of here are some like, here's my mood board for this brand. What do you think of this mood board? Do you think I'm on the right track? Do you like these colors? Like starting them to think about that feel. But it's a hard conversation to have.
Feels like they should come with some direction.
Generally. Yeah. Yeah. Generally.
I think for me, the thing that like, I wouldn't say it makes me cry internally as much as just rage, is that I feel like some people, not in my department, but like particularly higher ups, don't acknowledge the value of what we do, even though there's data and there's numbers, and I can be like, look, we're making a buttload of money, and like, you know, but they're like, well, I don't understand why it costs so much, or I don't understand why my request is going to take a whole week for you to do it. Or like when we try to get our development team to do something really specific to make our lives a lot easier / faster / we could react to the industry much quicker, they're like, well, we don't really see the reason behind prioritizing this, so you know, that sucks, you'll just have to do it all manually. And like, we get that all the time. Like, we've had stuff like requests to our dev team, we've had it get pushed back a year and a half, and it's still not in process.
A year and a half?
Mm-hmm.
That's what,
it gets
18 months?
Yeah, it just keeps getting like deprioritized. And they're like, well, you guys can just do it manually, so just do that. But we don't want to pay for you guys to have more help.
Yeah, just push it off. It's fine.
So just do it all manually. But do more of it. Do more of it. Do more of it manually. Don't have any help. And, you know, make more money.
Yeah, and be happy.
Yeah. And don't complain.
Yeah.
We actually had our dev team at one point like break one of our things.
Uh-oh.
And then we were like, okay, you have to fix that. And they were like, well, give us a business case. And we're like, well, the business case is you broke it. We need you to fix that.
I love that.
Jeez.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I don't understand, because we have data. I think part of what's hard is like, whereas your job is very visual, people can see what you're doing. Yeah. People don't see what we're doing most of the time, you know?
Right. SEO is a whole beast.
Yeah. And the results take a long time. Like, it takes at least 3 months before you'll even start to see results. So you're playing a really long game. Yeah, because like if you make, let's say I go on to Women AF and I update one of our pages for SEO. There's a few things I can do to try to get Google to pick it up more quickly, the changes, but it's probably not going to show any ranking difference for at least 3 months. Like, I won't see the results of my changes for about that amount of time, give or take, depending on what it is, how much site authority I have, whatever. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, and we don't want our podcast to get that boring. But if anyone wants to talk about the tenets of SEO, you let me know. I've got PowerPoints.
I love it. I think it's fascinating. I think what's fun about being in the industry that we're in, we know a lot of the back end stuff to like marketing on Facebook is a scary thing.
Ooh, yes, like, that's interesting.
How you can pinpoint, like if I am a car salesman, I can pinpoint an ad that I want that somebody posted a picture of a car, or somebody recently went to Texas for a vacation. Like somehow, well, not somehow, I know how. Facebook knows all this information and can gather it up, and then advertisers can use it. That's so fascinating.
And scary.
And very scary. It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I could say I want to advertise, our podcast to people who identify as women in Dubuque, Iowa, who are married in their 40s, who recently liked the Empower Women Facebook page, and who are, friends of friends of friends, or something like that. Like they have 3 kids, a dog, like whatever. I can, like, you can make it super granular.
Yeah, you can really get down there. It's crazy. Ugh.
Danny, I'm kind of with you on the feeling undervalued kind of thing. I don't think people really tend to see the proofreading part of it as a super necessary part of it. And I think it's because I'm the very end of the process and I'm the details. I'm like the spit shine at the end, I'm not the big picture person, and I don't want to be the big picture person. I'm the little detail person, but it's kind of like, I'm at the end of the line, so I get kind of crap dumped on me last minute, and that's just how it is. And I can do great things and catch great mistakes, and for the most part, 99% of the time, feel good about myself and I'm going about my day and no one's really got much to say. But that one time I miss a thing or a mistake gets through, everybody's got something to say about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to come to me and be like, what happened? I'll be like, really? Really? Really?
Like,
How'd you miss
a
that?
30-page document in 1 hour to edit it.
Exactly. And so it's just, at least show me if it really does matter. Apparently it does. If I make a mistake, it matters very much. Then at least show me a little respect when I'm catching your errors,
Mm-hmm.
It's a little sad.
Yeah, I think what's hard too with especially proofreading, I know I've done it before, where like I quickly get something on paper and then I'm like, it's fine. The proofreader knows all. She's going to catch it. When in reality, like, no, I need to take that extra second, look it over one more time. Do I have a there? That's the incorrect word. And don't rely heavily.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard.
You're right. There have been plenty of times where I've just felt very disrespected in the sense that you could tell someone just slapped a pile of crap all over the paper and expected me to fix it. And it took way longer than it needed to. At the very least, run spell check,
Right.
Come on.
I feel like, especially when we were working together, there were times that people would give you something, not just grammatically incorrect, but very poorly written. Like it needed a rewrite because it didn't really make sense, or
yeah,
those are
the hardest.
Yeah, because you know how like sometimes people write and like in your head you're like, oh, I know what I mean, so everyone else will.
Yes, absolutely. You kind of write the way you think or talk, but it doesn't translate onto the page. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yes, that's my life.
Yeah.
So we all have been in the industry for a while. I was going to ask us to like come up with a number of how many years all of us have been in the industry. And I was like, that's a lot of work. I don't want to do that. So we've been in the industry for a while. Have your pet peeves changed? Like for me, I've noticed that when I was first starting out in my career, I would walk away from restaurants that had papyrus font in their menu. Like full on, I would make whoever I'm with, like I'd put down the menu, I'm like, we gotta go. I can't, we gotta go. But now I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like that was their choice. They knew the risks. And it's okay.
Of using this font.
Right? It's not a big deal anymore. Do you guys find like something's changing while you're in the industry for longer?
I think I'm the same in that my how much I abide by the rules has gotten looser, because the longer you're around it and just the older you get and the more you learn about life and the world, it doesn't matter. It's papyrus doesn't matter. A comma in the wrong place does not matter. There's a lot of things that matter more than that. So it's easy. Like you keep those rules in mind and you stick to them, but it doesn't upset you as much when things don't go according to the rules.
I think I've gotten a lot less controlling, which is similar, because it's like if people on the team whether they're direct reports or, you know, people that are like parallel to me or whatever, if they're like, hey, I want to try, you know, to write an article, I would love, you know, more responsibility, head up this project, whatever. I am more apt to be like, yeah, give it a shot. And if you make a mistake, we can fix it. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Whereas before I was like, there can be no mistakes. So I have to do it because like, you're not going to do it like I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think just like, and part of that might have even been the fact that, like I said, at, you know, other jobs, I've been the only marketing person, you know?
True. Yeah.
Whereas now I'm part of a team, which is really the first time I've been part of a marketing team where we can really get deeper into kind of our specific specialties. But yeah, it's nice to loosen up the reins and to not like stress out about it so much, because like you can fix it. Like we have made mistakes, you know, I've made some big mistakes, and then
we all have, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think you're right, Carrie, in that like I'm the youngest one. We've talked about this. But the older I get, I do feel like that pressure is more or less off. I will also argue, though, the extent of our society now. So if you think about when I first got into the industry, Instagram was just kind of taking off, like those social media platforms where you could really take content and just produce content at a very low key level, was just starting. And now that we're in the phase that we're in, where like there's whole apps that are free devoted to image editing, you know, Canva is free. Like you can do all that stuff and you can create, there's so much content out there that the users see in the market, where I feel like our just level of, we see so many mistakes in the world now. We're like, yeah, they spelt there wrong, but that's fine. Like, I get it. They did that fast. That was their 7th post of the day. I get it. Like, I feel like before, when it was like Mad Men type industry, everything was so polished. Everything was like so perfect.
Yeah.
That nowadays it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, there's just content spilling out constantly at this point. It's not all going to be perfection.
Right.
And it's the same with language.
It might not even be okay. It might be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of, everything's kind of cheapened. Like, you know, the Canva situation and the way people use language in posts. Like, think about a Facebook post or a tweet. There's not often punctuation or capitalization of any kind. So,
right.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a content dump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's to the point where even some of the like creative pieces that I've created, it looks like it stands out like a sore thumb because it is so professionally polished, when now the norm is like that quick picture on your phone, that quick edit through, you know, whatever Visco app, whatever. It's interesting to me to see the trending in the market go from polished to like, you got to do it in 2 seconds and be done with it. I feel.
Because that's what people are used to.
Right.
And then sort of prefer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, and it's interesting because I do feel like the trend is moving back towards the polished end of the spectrum.
Oh, really?
Even speaking from an SEO perspective, so in the last conference, the virtual conference I was at a couple weeks ago, Google's releasing more information about this upcoming update that they're going to do. I believe it's in March. And every time Google does an update, whether it was EAT or BERT or whatever, they're getting more like Your Money or Your Life, YMYL. They get more and more towards better quality content ranks better, and less quality content loses rankings. So far that's happened every time they've made an update in the last couple years. And they've definitely made some strong indications that this upcoming update is going to be a bigger one. So it's going to be even more intensely like your better quality of your content, the better quality of your site, the better quality your links going in and going out and whatever, like the better your rankings are going to be, because that's the information we want to give to people. We want to be, especially now that they're putting, okay, hold on. Just go with me on this nerd ride for a minute. So the SERP, search engine results page, that's like when you type something into Google and it comes up. There's things that show up now called featured snippets. So if I say, how do I measure a pair of pants? Like you're probably going to get some type of a bulleted list at the top. That's called a featured snippet. It's got content. And that content is, one piece of content from one website that's like challenging hundreds of thousands of other websites for the same search query. So now that there's one, maybe two snippets showing up, plus people always ask that are just battling, it's Google's like, well, if we have hundreds of thousands of sites to pick from and we're going to pick one, we are going to pick the best. So now that there's like more competition and like, I don't know, I think it's going to start going back. Maybe not all the way how it used to be, but like a lot of this crap content is going to keep falling to the bottom. And,
there's a lot of it out there.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it keeps falling to the bottom.
I know.
I did.
Eyes.
Okay, good.
Oh dear. All right. Well, we got time, I think, for one more question. So working with, outside clients when you're freelancing, or with internal members, what has been a solid, like, yes, this process works? How you approached coming to me or how you approached this project that we could work together worked amazing. I can tell you one example for me. I kind of alluded to it before, but what I love is when somebody comes to me with the problem. Not necessarily like, hey, we need to create a t-shirt that says this in this font, in this color, go. They come to me saying like, hey, I want to build this hashtag campaign of women AF. And then the goal of that campaign is to empower women, is to like build this whole artistic influencer base, and then go for it. Then as a creative person, I can see what you want out of what I do. Like you want to empower women, you want to create this space, and then not just create one single t-shirt, but maybe build this whole campaign of like, you get a t-shirt, you get like a filter on Instagram, you get like this beautiful landing page that's, brings in all these hashtags that helps empower women. So for me, it would probably be, come to me with a problem. Don't come to me with your already done solution. You can do that too, but you're just not going to get the full experience that I have.
Package.
The full Nicole package. What about you guys?
Well, Nicole, you're the big picture person, right? So you want this like open-ended question. You want this open-ended approach. I'm the details person, remember? So I don't want that. I want the more detail you can give me about what you want, the better. Do you care about spacing? Do you care about, clarity over rules? Do you care about rules over clarity? Like, I want to know exactly what you are looking for, and I will give that to you. Because I do adjust my process depending on who I'm doing work for, and that's even within the company that I work for, depending on the team, the client, or even the writer itself. Like, I will kind of adjust because I know what they're looking for. So I'm just here to like do what you specifically want.
Just polish it up. You're the polisher. Like, you do it, you polish.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I get that.
I need to know what the point is. Like, what's the end game, right? Because for me, so if I'm trying to get us to be found on Google, I need to understand Is this commerce intent? Are we trying to get somebody to buy something? Is this informational? Are we trying to let them help make them make a decision? Are we answering a question? Are we like, what's the engagement? What do we want to be found for? Like, what I literally want to know, if somebody's sitting down at Google, what are they typing in to the computer? And how am I answering that query? So I need to know exactly what we're trying to be found for. And then I tailor everything there. So like if we're talking about swimsuits, right? Are we writing an article about top 50 swimsuits for 2021? What's the swimsuit for my body? Or is it women's swimsuits? I want to buy a swimsuit. Just get me to the website where I can purchase. Like, those are very different things.
Yeah.
And so I need to know that. So what the issues I sometimes run into is like, I can get a beautiful graphic, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
It's like, what am I supposed to do with it? Like, I need to understand, what's this graphic for? What's this content for? Or like if I get a piece of content that's like kind of all over the place, I'm like, this is not helpful because I'm not answering any questions. I'm not like, what, you know what I mean? So I just need to know, why are we doing this? What's the point?
What's the point?
What is the point?
Like that. Do you guys ever see, I always see these pictures of people that get off of vacation or get off of like a long break, and they have a deadline to do, and so they're at the computer typing away. They have their headphones on, like they're in that mode. And then they have that piece of paper that's stuck to the back of their chair that's like, hello, please don't talk to me. If you need answers to how my weekend was, see this sheet. If you need answers of how what my future weekend plans are, see this.
I like that.
Alone. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Oh dear.
Even if I'm not busy, that would be.
Yeah, I could just walk around with that sign all the time.
Right? That would help me in my awkward situations for sure.
Leave me alone so I don't have to get up at 7 a.m. to go for a 7-degree run.
Right.
It's some alone time.
Oh, geez. Do you guys have any big, I mean, we're in the marketing and creative field. Do you guys have any brands or any campaigns that you've seen out there that you really geeked out about? I can go first. So one that I have found that I really like is, have you guys seen, now I don't know if this is a great ad because I don't remember which dating profile it was, but it was an ad for a dating profile, and it was Satan, like this.
Yes!
Satan and 2020.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's good.
And how they dated 2020 and Satan. And it makes me laugh every single time. And I love
that was
it.
a really funny one.
It is really funny and very creative.
Oh my gosh, yes. Definitely. Do you guys have anything that stick with you at all?
I really like Athleta or like swimsuits for all, like those type of ads that are very inclusive, and they were the people that kind of went away from the mold before it was like cool to do so. You know what I mean? Like I think it was I don't remember which one went first, but like I remember Athleta in their catalogs were starting to show clothes in multiple sizes and age demographics and races, and it was just like they just really kind of did it in such a way that was like no big deal. Like they didn't use it really as like a marketing tactic or whatever that is so easy to do these days. And as we saw with Pepsi, it's a bad idea, for example, to use a protest to try to sell soda.
Yeah, that's right.
So I mean, I feel like they were inclusive in like a very, this is just what our world looks like, so we're just gonna do it way, you know? And I really like that.
Yeah. I love a good brand that is so in with the times. And especially comments back, like on social media, they will comment back to people.
Burger King.
Oh my gosh.
They're so funny on Twitter. Okay.
Really?
Yes. If you don't follow Burger King on Twitter, like they make me laugh. Is it Burger King or is it the one?
Taco Bell does too.
Wendy's.
Oh yeah.
Wendy's I might have heard about. Actually.
Yeah.
But they like troll people so hard. I think, and I can't remember which hamburger joint brand it was, but it was like Halloween and they like put like a ghost costume over their restaurant and then they wrote McDonald's and Sharpie on it. And it was so funny.
Oh my gosh. That's Burger King. They have this like amazing marketing strategy to just go against McDonald's.
Just troll everybody. It's so funny.
I love it.
Or Ryan Reynolds' cell phone company. I think it's called Mint Mobile or something like that. Is also super funny.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, it's as funny as you would imagine something from Ryan Reynolds would be.
I love him. Did you see he did a recent video because Betty White was
Yes, I saw that.
99. I think she was 99.
Betty White's a fucking national treasure.
But she hates Ryan Reynolds. I love it. That was such a good little video.
Have you seen Sandra fucking Bullock and you will respect Betty White? Oh my goodness, it's really funny. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
I'll try and post about it on our Facebook page because it's one of my favorites. All right. Well, thanks for nerding out with us, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys have any pet peeves or any ways that you work well with either creatives or marketers or just in general work well with people, let us know you can talk to us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us at Women AF Podcast. You can email us at womenafpodcast@gmail.com. We have a website that's SEO shimazed. I don't know what word that is, but
I think that's the word.
Shimazed.
That's what we say in the industry for sure. Shimazed the page yet? No? Okay.
It's very shimazed up. At womenafpodcast.com. And just in general, you can find us anywhere. Well, thanks for listening, and we are Women AF, and we know you are too.
Women AF is produced by Mortarbox Media and engineered by Adam Rostad. Intro and outro music is SQZ by Shane Ivers. Check him out at silvermansound.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.